Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the song Day Tripper by the Beatles. So we've covered riffs related to a basic pentatonic scale. We covered movable chord shapes related to your open E and your open A. Now we're going to put all that together, along with our blues form, at least part of it, to play the song Day Tripper. Because Day Tripper, by the Beatles, Day Tripper is influenced by the blues, but it's not exactly a blues form. It starts off with a riff, but that riff is outlining an E chord, and then it moves to an A chord, which is your 4 chord, the same kind of riff, and it's following a blues form in the sense that it's like your 1 chord, which is E, E2 3 4, E2 3. It's like E for the first 4 measures, it's A for the next 2, and then it's back to E for 2 measures. If it were a blues at that point, which we've talked about before, it would start with a B7 for the last phrase, and then go to an A chord, then back to E. But what Day Tripper does is after the first 2 phrases, that's 8 measures, then it goes to an F sharp bar chord for 4 measures, and then goes to A, 5th fret, down to G sharp, 4th fret, C sharp, 4th fret, that's the A shape, and then back to your 2nd fret for the B chord. And then it goes back to the riff again. So that's the form of the song. The first half is like a blues form, and the second half is something new. A lot of artists at that time, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, were doing things like that, where they were influenced by the blues, but they weren't necessarily playing a blues form. So let's get into the details of the riff first. So for the E riff, I can't remember if I played all of it or just half of it before, but it goes like this. Like we're kind of outlining an E major pentatonic scale, E to E, at the 2nd fret position with our first finger. But the way they're doing it is adding like this blue note at the 3rd fret, some chromaticism, and then just going across both strings at the 2nd fret, which makes it more like an arpeggio of E, G sharp, B, E, but with this G natural note to make it bluesy in between. So the first half, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's the first measure. Open from the low E, the 6th string, open, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 2nd, 2nd, across the next 2 adjacent strings to open D string, 4th string. Then we could do kind of like a power chord shape. 2nd fret to 4th, 1st finger to 3rd finger, 2nd fret to 4th fret, and back to 2nd fret, open 2nd. So all together for 2 measures on an E chord, that's this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And the way I'm playing this is with alternate picking. The reason that I'm doing that is to make sure that the rhythm is really tight and really controlled, and that I can really feel, I can play the guitar like a drum. I can feel the rhythm in my arm with this reciprocal motion. If you start to do it with all down picks and you go down, 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 when you go across those 3 adjacent strings, your tendency might be to play it with the same downstroke. That's like an economy picking or sweep picking motion, which is cool if you can control it. But in the beginning, it's going to be really difficult to control. Like techniques like that actually make it easier to play fast, but it's more difficult to play in time. So I would try to focus on alternate picking for now, which means that you're going to play all those notes like this: down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. That's not random. That's the same directions if I were just alternate picking down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up like this the whole time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da ba da ba 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 da 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You see how it matches the same alternates the whole time? That's how we're playing it, so that we can feel the rhythm and keep in time. Okay, so when we play it on the A chord, we're doing the exact same thing. It's just everything moves to the adjacent string. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, etc. Then we go back to E. So that riff is 2 measures long. So that means it takes the place of 2 E chords, if that makes sense. If I were playing just that kind of strum, down, down, up, down, up. That's one measure, right? So 2 measures of 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's once of the riff. So when you play the riff twice in the beginning, that's the whole first phrase of all 4 measures. The second phrase of 4 measures, it's 2 measures of an A chord, 2 measures back to E. That's 1 time of the riff on A and 1 time of the full riff on E. Okay, so if I play all of that, the whole first half of the form, that would be this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and second time of the riff. Then on the A chord, back to E. So that was the crossing point when we just reached the F sharp chord. Okay, so explaining the riffs. Now let's explain these movable chord shapes. So this is an E chord shape, like this. But again, if I use my last 3 fingers, 2, 3, 4, I can move the chord around, and then I can add my first finger as a bar to move the entire chord sound. So if I move two frets, if I move the shape 2 frets up, and I bar at the second fret with this first finger, this means it's an F sharp chord. Okay, so let's make it simple. Again, let's just do that like down, down, up, down, up, strum for now. That's going to be 1 measure. This is 4 measures of this. So we would count for this F sharp chord 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Then I move this whole shape up to the 5th fret. That's A for 1 measure. 4th fret for G sharp for 1 measure. And now I'm going to cross over the strings like this. That means that I'm moving from my E shape chord to my A shape chord. But because I'm all the way up here at the 4th fret, that's actually a G sharp chord to a C sharp chord. Hopefully that makes sense. What it means is that I'm moving the same way that I would move from E to A down here, but I'm barring, so E to A becomes F to B flat, F sharp to B, G to C, 4th fret, G sharp to C sharp. That's what we're doing. And then this chord moves down 2 frets, so it's this A chord shape, but I'm barring at the 2nd fret. That gives me a B chord. And then the form starts all the way over. So putting all that together, I'll just see if I can play along. I'll see if I can play it 1 time, and you can try playing along if you wish. That might be fun. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, E. 2, 3, 4. A. E. F sharp. It's the 4th measure. 2, 3, 4, A. G sharp. C sharp. Back to B. 2, 3, 4, and riff. So the song itself, clap for yourself if you managed to follow along. The song itself uses the riff more as an interlude, and then there's some other stuff later. There's a bridge part where it plays the same riff on a B7 chord. Briefly to explain that, I'm doing the same thing. The whole riff is the same, but it's moved up 2 frets. But I'm not going to move this part to here. I'm going to move it down. So the way I play this is still in the same position, first finger with the 2nd fret. I play the B note at the 5th string, 2nd fret. Play that part of the riff, open D string to D sharp. That's open 4th string to 1st fret. And then I just hop back over here. So I started out on the 2nd fret, moved over to 1st, and then moved back so that my 3rd finger is over the 4th fret. So now that's 4th fret of the D and G strings, the 4th and 3rd strings, the middle 2 strings. Da, da, da. And now that's down to G string, 2nd fret, D string, 4th fret, and then I'm doing a string skipping thing to go up to the 2nd fret of the B string. And then then fourth, second, fourth again right there. So all together it becomes this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That happens a few times as sort of a bridge. I would listen to it and see if you can imitate it. It's less important than the basic form, which is E and A back and forth to the movable bar chord shapes. So anyway, that's the basic skeleton of Day Tripper. It's a blues-inspired song that's doing a 1 chord to a 4 chord and back. It's using a riff, and then using some bar chord, movable chord shapes, etc. Cool. So I hope you have fun. Practice that one. Have some fun with it. Maybe experiment. Try creating riffs of your own. Try creating your own kind of blues rock inspired song. That would be cool. Anyway, once again, thanks for joining me, and see you around on the next one. Thanks. Bye.